I'm making you an organizer, Vijay. You can also record from your side.
Right. I think, so you want me to record from my side?
No, I'm recording it. I'll share it with you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So personally, like when you ask me about my profile, I have 10 years experience in the testing, and most of my experience
Okay.
into performance testing of various kinds of applications, starting from web applications, ERP, including SAP, Oracle applications. And I have done a lot of testing using various
Okay.
tools like LoadRunner, JMeter. There is another tool called, you might have heard, NeoLoad, which is from a France-based
Okay.
company
Okay.
called
Neurod, yeah.
Neotase. That is also a very good
Mhm.
tool. Nowadays, it's very picking up fast, but their support for mobile applications is very good.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I
Okay.
have worked on the open
So
source
which
tools
which
like
tool will be better for web applications?
uh,
Like which should be cheaper and should perform well, something like that.
see, to answer that question, actually, me, I'm also writing one article on that. See, if your company is
Uh-huh.
able to pay the license fee and has a budget for licensing, of
Mm-hmm.
course, LoadRunner is the best tool because
Mm-hmm.
it supports more than
Obviously, yeah.
40 protocols in the sense like starting from web applications to Citrix protocol, SAP protocol, and SAP GUI. So if you have a requirement to test
Mhm.
both ERP, web, and Citrix based applications, LoadRunner is only the solution.
Okay.
Otherwise, if your requirement is only limited to web application and there is a
Web
licensing
applications. Yeah.
licensing budget constraint is there, then JMeter is the best solution.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
if you are more concentrating on streaming media, like downloading, video content and all, and you don't want to spend too much money on the
Mm-hmm.
license, then I was talking about NeoLoad, right?
Mm-hmm.
NeoLoad, which is a Neotis
Okay. Okay.
company tool,
Okay.
which is a France-based vendor. This is also one
Mm-hmm.
of the good option.
Okay. Okay.
So the cost is 50% of the loader. If you talk about NeoLoad cost compared to the loader.
Okay.
So for one of the
So I think JMeter will be perfect for our company because even my one of my senior manager, he asked me to um, know he wanted me to introduce one testing tool, performance testing tool in
mm,
our company
mm,
because we are using AppPerfect, but
mm,
so that's not not exactly up to our expectations.
mm,
So the maximum virtual users it can support is 2000,
mm.
but the support was not at all good from their side.
Okay.
So there are some constraints as well
Oh,
in that.
something
So
App Perfect
then the
support team is
performance.
located in Gujarat or some Delhi or Gujarat, right? Something here in India.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are from India, but
Mm,
the support was not at all good actually.
okay.
So that's the reason we decided to change the tool.
Hmm.
But they can't afford load runner.
Okay.
So that's the reason.
You
No,
tell
I'm
me
looking
what
for
kind
any
of
other tool. So before
applications
we
you have
use
it
it.
in your landscape, like it only HTTP, HTTPS, web
Uh,
applications are. Do you have any
yeah,
Citrix based?
yeah, HTTP, HTTPS web.
Any?
No,
Okay.
because we do our company develop web applications and maintain servers
Mm.
for our clients.
Okay.
So it's so we will be so performance testing is needed for those web applications. So
Okay.
I think JMeter will be okay according to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, like Jmeter is the
According
best solution where
to
you cannot, you don't need to charge for the customer also for licensing fee. Only
mm,
service charge we can charge it.
okay. Mhm.
Okay, so let us discuss
Got it.
what we will be covering as part of the load runner training. First, before we get into
Okay.
the tool, we'll try to understand what are the performance testing uh, cycle for a life cycle of performance testing. And then before we start a performance testing engagement, we need to gather a non-functional
Mm-hmm.
requirements. So what are the
Okay.
different questions that we need to get an answer from the respective teams? So requirements
Mm-hmm.
gathering, what questions that I will be sharing that information, and we will be having
Okay.
information on uh, tool actually. In the tool, actually the loader tool as a mainly has four components. The
Okay.
first one is virtual user generator, in short form you write VUGen, and
Mm-hmm.
second one is controller,
Okay.
third one is analysis,
Okay.
and fourth component is load generator. So we don't do anything on load generator
Okay.
as a performance test engineer. We will mainly work on these three tools.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the
Okay.
one where this is a mission, a load generator is a mission actually, which is installed with one of the service where it will use to pump the load.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose
Okay.
if you want to send 500 users, you will use one of the mission
Mm-hmm.
and send it using the load
Mm-hmm.
generator mission.
Okay.
Similarly, like if you want to simulate 2000 users, you will take four different missions installed with four different load generator component. From each mission you generate 500
Okay.
users. Of course, if your configuration of the load generator is
Okay.
very good, you can generate all the 3000 users, 2000 users from same
Okay.
mission.
How to know the configuration of the load generator? How many users it can support? How can we know that one?
Actually, one user will consume around 2 MB of memory when you are generating a virtual user, one virtual user. So depends upon if you have
Okay.
the configuration that I told. I'm assuming you will be having a 4 GB minimum RAM and uh,
8 GB.
4 GB or 8 GB. Uh, a, 8 GB
Yeah.
machines can support up to 600 700 users.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
limiting to 500 is good actually. Otherwise sometimes you will get an issues because
All right.
those machines
Yeah.
will be running some antivirus update is running at the same time when you're running a test. It will consume a lot of resources. Uh, you know, so anything can happen.
Exactly.
So you need
Yeah.
to use a minimum usage. So this is a typical
Yeah.
low configuration mission.
And even command line testing will take less resources, right?
It is actually command line usage only I'm talking about. It will not GUI based testing.
Okay.
So it's like
GUI is
yeah.
okay.
So it is a background. There is some option called in the loader run virtual user uh,
Mhm.
as a thread or a process. So
Uh-huh.
this option we always select. It is recommended to select a thread option,
Okay.
which will the process is nothing but it will be when you run it as a GUI mode process. Each virtual user will start as a one process. It will
Uh-huh.
consume a lot of resources. So if you run it as a thread, it will run in the background.
Okay.
So by that we can run for 500 users.
Okay. What's the meaning of thread, and what's the difference between thread and process?
Okay. Suppose in operating system, if you have start any your, let's say in your desktop, if you start your PowerPoint, one process will start at the OS level, and that process will be allocated some memory. Suppose I started a Chrome,
Mm-hmm.
it is allocated with some memory.
Right.
I will consume some CPU. So if I start
Okay.
500 users as a process, each process will be by default given by the operating system memory manager. Some memory will be allocated for each process, whether it is using it or not.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
If the usage is
Yeah.
more, it will give more allocation. Actually, by default, it will give 50 MB or 20 MB. Then, if you are using it more, then it will allocate more memory. So those
Memory.
500
Yeah.
users will start as a 500 process and will consume lot of memory, and you will
Mhm.
run out of memory.
Exactly.
If you run it as a thread
Memory.
option,
Yeah.
there is a LRT
Thread. Uh-huh.
process will start, and it will, all the users will run the using the same memory which is allocated by the system. So that time your number of users are increasing more, it will allocate
Okay.
more memory. So by that you can limit the system usage for consuming the memory and CPU. You can run more number of users if you use this option.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Understood.
So coming back to, we will discuss about more about load generator when we come to the controller session. So let me give you a brief idea on what we will be
Okay.
covering in each tool. So
Okay. Okay.
a typical performance testing project in a loader, if you say if your project is 100 hours, you will spend around 50 hours on Vusion.
Fusion. Okay.
I would say 30 hours in controller, 20
Mm-hmm.
hours in analysis and reports.
Okay.
So our courses content is also like that. We'll spend 50% of our course
Mm-hmm.
duration on Vusion, which is actually a tool where we use it is an editor actually, where we
Mm-hmm.
used to create scripts, modify scripts, parameterization, correlation, all those things will be done here. So same way as project, we'll be spending a
Okay.
learning time also like that in the Vusion, 50% of our time, 30% of time in controller, 20% of time in analysis. So let me give you a brief idea
Okay.
how, what are the typical role of this utility tool, Vusion component. Vusion is a component where we use it
Mm-hmm.
to record the scripts and edit
Okay.
edit the scripts. What kind of editing we do after recording a script is, I'm writing those concepts here. First, you will insert a think
Okay.
times. Think times are the one. There is a function
Mm-hmm.
called lr underscore think underscore time. Think times are the one
Mm-hmm.
where you have to insert between each action. Suppose you are opening a website and you are entering a login user ID and password. There you have to enter your name and password.
Mm-hmm.
So that time will not be recorded in the
Right.
tool, or sometimes you know it will record. If you are taking more time, it will record slower time. So you can insert a fixed time, a 15 seconds, like that. It is in seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the function where we use it for inserting a think time. Uh, this is mandatory to insert think time between each request. Between each
Okay.
request.
So if we don't insert the think time, what might be the result? So
Okay. Uh, okay. Let's say you take a railway counter. Okay. Suppose you are buying a ticket at the railway counter,
mm-hmm.
and there is a 10 people in the queue.
Mm-hmm.
One person will go and another
Okay.
person will come. So between one person is leaving, another person is coming, the ticket collector will have a 5 seconds to breathe and take a momentum, relax and set the screen and all, right?
Okay. Okay.
So, setting the screen to home screen and opening new ticket like that. Okay. So take the same example here in the real
Okay.
time. When you open any website, ndtv.com or, flipkart.com, as a human being, you will be spending a minimum 5 to 15 seconds on a web page.
Right.
Or more than that, if you're reading news, if you're watching some video, or if you're reading content, you'll spend more time. Or if there is a big form, you are filling your credit card information and all, there you will take 30-40 seconds. So the real time scenario is
Okay.
user will be spending some think time between each pages. If you do not include that,
Correct.
what it will happen is a request will go to the immediately to the server, where server will the queue will be increased in the server to process this request. A processor queue length will increase, and
Okay.
overall it will result in a slowness of the website performance. But actually, that is not a real time behavior. When you do the performance test, you should always
Got it.
simulate like a real 100 users how they will behave it. So the response
Okay.
times
Okay.
that you are
Got it.
calculating are actually wrong. There might be some better response times you might
Okay.
get it when you insert a think times. So all about our load test is to see how the
Okay.
when we went to go live, how our application will behave.
Really. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
you may get bad results, if you ignore this think time option.
Think
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Okay.
there are different
Understood.
settings like in the ViewGen, when we go and see that, we will get more idea, where you can set a random think time between 5 seconds to 20 seconds, because some users will do fast browsing, some users do slow browsing, some users do medium. So I can set 15 and set a percentage of something like 50 to 150 percentage randomly per applicator. There are some settings are there. We will learn about more about them when we go into actually them.
Okay.
Okay. And the next thing is inserting a transaction points. See, transaction points are the only means to measure the response time of particular web request. So in the loader, when you record, it will record like that: web underscore URL google.com. Some functions like, suppose when I click on search, web underscore submit form Google Q is equal to suppose you are searching for Bahubali movie name, let's say Bahubali. So it will have a keywords like this. So this is one opening a
Okay.
Google.com website. This is searching for Bahubali, let's say. Okay. So to measure the response time for these two requests, you have to manually insert a function called lr underscore start underscore transaction. You have to give home page, and after immediately ending the transaction, you have to insert one more transaction, lr underscore end underscore transaction.
Okay.
So, and you should make sure your think time is not in between start and end transaction. Your think time should be after end transaction. When you insert think times,
Okay.
because the response time also will be counted, this think time also will be added here and shows.
Okay. After every transaction, there should be a think time, or after every task, there should be a think time.
After every transaction, there should be after every action, like After Google, you should have a think time, but ideally after
Action,
end
yeah.
transaction. So similarly,
Transaction. Okay.
how to insert
Got it.
a transaction point for each and every request. Otherwise, when you prepare a report in analysis, it will show the home page 5
Mm-hmm.
seconds, search 8 seconds. It will show all the things in the names you have given.
Okay, okay, okay.
So this is for inserting transaction points. The best naming convention for transaction points is uh, because in the analysis it will show all your transaction names will be sorted in alphabetical order. So, but when you see when you send the report to the stakeholders like your CIO or anyone, you'd like to see a navigation in terms of
Mm-hmm.
homepage, login, and then search, then log out in a chronicle order. So it is always better to give
Exactly.
uh, T T01 underscore homepage. Then next transaction is T02 underscore search.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a like in previous customers and we used to give something like application name. Suppose it is Deloitte Net
Mm-hmm.
and the module name,
YouTube underscore like something
like
like that.
search module underscore.
Okay,
This
company
will be
name.
common for all
Mm-hmm.
and a transaction number and then actual action. So you will have a different, you know,
Okay, okay, okay.
by that, you can differentiate between each
Mm.
module and each, if you are using agile methodology, sprint wise, you can mention it, sprint one, sprint two. Okay, coming
Mm-hmm.
back
Okay.
to next one called, there is something called parameterization.
Yeah.
So parameterization is nothing but where you will take out the static data and update the
And insert the
static
dynamic
data
one.
with a variable and then take the data from a file. So each time user is running that data, he will pick up a new value from the file and use a new value. Suppose I am searching for Bahubali, I can replace
Okay.
this with some other movie name when you are searching because the next user, the Bahubali results will be in the
Mm.
cache and people will get response faster. So in the web servers, we have
All
something
right.
called web server cache, where recently executed data will be there in the cache, and the results will be faster for the executed search keywords. Even browser also will have some cache. So
Exactly.
to simulate a real-time
Mm.
user behavior, obviously people will search for different keywords. So you need to replace a static data with a variable, we can call with a parameter, where the parameter represents a lot of data from a file. And not only this, there are some
Okay, okay, okay.
certain uh, test cases where suppose you are doing a user registration.
Mm-hmm.
If you use one email ID at a time, that email ID cannot be used once again to re-register the user account because it will say that user is already registered. So once you have used that file while
Exactly.
recording, you have to take every time you have to take a new email ID from your file. So these are
Right.
all the typical static data and some date validation. Suppose you are booking a ticket with the old date, it will not accept. You always need to pick up a future
Mm.
date. That time also you do
Exactly.
parameterization. So these kind of a scenarios where we do the
Right.
parameterization. So I will tell you when we start actually how to do the parameterization steps in the Vusion. We'll take
Okay.
one sample website
Okay.
and record something and we'll take some file, option, upload it.
Okay.
So similarly, like a parameterization, there is one more concept called a correlation.
Correlation. Okay.
So this is also like a parameterization, but the concept is little different. Okay, as of now, we are talking in the parameterization where we are talking about data that we manually entered.
Mhm.
But here in dynamic values, let me give you one scenario here. Actually, in all the web applications which is having a mostly login function, when the user logged in, server will send you the one dynamic ID to recognize the session. The web
Okay.
server will give you uh, generate one dynamic ID and assign to this particular user. Okay, this is the session I remember at this moment. Your ID is 1234 ASDF 678. Every time you come, this is your token. Every time you are communicating with me, bring this token to
Mhm.
me, and that is the instruction it will pass. So this is when you
Okay.
log in, you get it. When you click on
Okay.
inbox, along with your inbox, you will also have to send this token to the server to recognize your session. Every
Okay.
time when you log in, you have to send this. When you log out, this
Okay.
particular when you log out also, every time you have to send this. When you log out, this will expire.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, when I'm running my script second time, if I'm trying to send a request using the same ID which is expired, it will show session timed out.
Time. Okay.
Or some 500 internal server error. Different applications show different errors.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So this is the ID, you have not given the input. You have got it from the server and sending it back. Sometimes you would have seen in your browsers when you're sending in emails in the browser google.com/a is equal to 123. These kind of session IDs will go to the server. So these
Right.
session IDs are only will have a limited time expiry, and they will expire after 15-20 minutes if you don't use it. If you keep your browser and went to coffee and come back, your session will expire. For especially banking
Right.
sites and all, they will expire in minutes.
Exactly.
It depends upon the security level they set up. So
Right.
when you are running your script, after suppose you recorded today and you are coming back tomorrow running the script, you're trying to use the same session IDs which are recorded, it will not work. So what we do in parameterization, we will
Mhm.
replace this value with a parameter, and we use one function called web underscore rec underscore save underscore param. This function will capture the what is the
Mhm.
new value we have received from the server.
Mhm.
Suppose when you log in, you get a new value. Next day, when you get something 1256 GHJK 987, this is the new value you got. So this function will capture the new value, and that new value will be in the param, and this new value will be passed here. So you're trying to use the new session ID which
Okay.
is
Okay. Okay.
currently captured. So that we will take one example and see get a better idea. Any confusion here?
Okay. 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 Yeah. If we see with an example, then it will be better.
యాక్చువల్గా
Maybe.
చూసినప్పుడు
Yeah.
మనకి ఐడియా వస్తుంది.
Mm.
వన్ సెకండ్
Yeah.
లైన్ ఆపరేషన్.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so coming back to the our view gen, let me repeat what we do. First we'll record, then we'll insert think times, and then we'll add a transaction points to measure the response time, and we'll replace the static data with the like with the file, different data. We'll take that's called, we'll do parameterization, and we'll handle all the dynamic values using correlation concept. See, I may
Correlation
be
concept.
going a
Okay.
little bit fast, but these topics we'll discuss again for 10 to 15 hours.
Right.
Whatever I just
Understood.
mentioned
Yeah.
here in 15 minutes, we will be discussing here 2 weeks. So once we
Okay.
have developed our script, we will run once time in VueGen, and we'll make sure the script is working for single user. In VueGen, we can only run it for one user. There is no licensing. License is not required for VueGen. You can always use it for every, but only you can only run for one user. Once you are
One
done with
user.
the one
One user.
user, you will move back, add the script in the controller, create a scenario,
Okay.
and run it for 100 users. Or whatever requirement you have it, you will run it 500 or 2000 or whatever. So let me discuss what
Okay.
exactly we do in the controller. In the controller, we create a scenario. So a scenario is nothing but it consists of what are the scripts that you are running it. Search module script, accounts module. Like you can add multiple modules. And there is something called workload mix, where you don't need to run all the scripts for same number of users. You might have a search module have a more number of users, suppose 600, and your accounts module only 100 users,
Okay.
and your general inventory module, let's say you have 200 users. So each will have, again we can use separate load generator. For search module I can use load generator 1, LG2. These all configurations we do in the controller, which is nothing but create a scenario. So
Okay.
what are the scripts, how many users, which load generator we are using to generate the load, these things we can do. And runtime
Okay.
duration, how much time we want to run, 1 hour or 2 hours,
Okay.
or there is something
So
called
for yeah. So for 100 users, how many minutes or hours will be better? Minimum time will be better. Like
generally.
if we take one homepage scenario.
Hmm.
So
Generally it is
let's take a homepage scenario. Yeah, please continue.
మీరు చెప్పండి విజయ్.
So for homepage scenario, if we are going to run, let's take 100 users. So minimum time, how much time will be sufficient to run the script? Like if I take 5 minutes, is that okay?
లేదండి,
Because
యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు
I don't think so it should be okay, right?
సర్వర్ ఏంటంటే అండి, నువ్వు మల్టిపుల్ శాంపిల్స్ ఒక 15-20 మినిట్స్ రన్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఒకసారి కొన్ని సర్వర్స్ స్లో అయిపోతాయి. మెమరీ రిలీజ్ చేయకనో, మెమరీ లీకేజెస్ ఉండటం వల్ల, గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ మెమరీ లీక్ చేయకపోవడం వల్ల, రిలీజ్ చేయకపోవడం వల్ల, ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ మెమరీ కన్జ్యూమ్ చేసి రిలీజ్ చేయకపోవటము, లేకపోతే ప్రాసెసర్ హీట్ అవ్వటము, సంథింగ్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ మినిమం రిక్వైర్డ్ 60 మినిట్స్ లోడ్ టెస్ట్ అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి.
Okay.
Suppose in 60 minutes you might hit the home page, same script repeat అయ్యి ఒక 5000 times రిపీట్ అయింది అనుకోండి. సో యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ ఎ 5000 రెస్పాన్స్ టైమ్స్ ఉంటుంది, దాని యావరేజ్ రెస్పాన్స్ టైం తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఒక్కోసారి 30 minutes తర్వాత స్లో అయిపోయి సిస్టమ్ రెస్పాన్స్ టైమ్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఓవరాల్ గా రెస్పాన్స్ టైం తగ్గిపోయింది.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే.
సో వన్ టైం
బట్ స్టిల్ అది లోడ్ టెస్ట్ కింద వస్తుంది అంటారా, లేకపోతే స్ట్రెస్ టెస్ట్ కింద వస్తుంది అంటారా?
అది 8 hours 12 hours 14 hours రన్ చేస్తే అది దట్ కమ్స్ అండర్ యూనో ఎండ్యూరెన్స్ టెస్ట్ అట్లా వస్తుంది. బట్ మినిమం అబ్జర్వేషన్ ఫర్ లో టెస్ట్ షుడ్ బి 45 minutes 40 minutes అయితే మినిమం ఉండాలి.
Okay, okay.
Because you cannot take only 5-6 samples, you need to take hundreds of samples and take an average from that. Not even average, actually there is a industry standard 90th percentile time అని ఉంటుంది. దాని గురించి నేను మీకు అనాలిసిస్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు డీటెయిల్ చెప్తాను, బట్ ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ హియర్ ఓవరాల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. సో 90th percentile టైం ఏంటంటే 90% ఆఫ్ ద శాంపిల్స్ ఆర్ బిలో దిస్ రెస్పాన్స్ టైం. 10 seconds అని తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, అంటే మన వరస్ట్ కేసు తీసుకుంటున్నట్టు. ఓన్లీ 10% అబౌవ్ 10 seconds ఉంది, బట్ 90% ఆఫ్ ద samples below this time. ఎందుకంటే why we take 90th percentile time is generally when we run it for 100 users or 500 users, what we do is we do something called ramp up. ర్యాంప్ అప్ 100 users ని ఒక్కసారి లోడ్ చేయకుండా ఫస్ట్ ఎవ్రీ 2 users ని పర్ సెకండ్ లోడ్ చేస్తాం. ఆ టైంలో రెస్పాన్స్ టైమ్స్ మంచిగా ఉంటాయి, ఎందుకంటే లోడ్ అంతా రాదు గనక, అప్పుడే 15 minutes పడుతుంది గనక. సో ఆ టైమ్స్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేయొద్దు అని చెప్పేసి, అసలు ఐ వాంట్ టు కన్సిడర్ రెస్పాన్స్ టైమ్స్ వెన్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ ఫుల్ లోడ్ ఆన్ ద వెబ్సైట్. అందుకని 90th percentile రెస్పాన్స్ టైం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసి తీసుకుంటారు. Okay, so we are discussing about creating a scenario in the controller now. So as we discussed, we will set up a scripts, number of users, and we will also set up a monitoring. Monitoring ante what is our database server, what is our app server, what is our any other legacy servers ఏమన్నా ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతున్నాయా అంటే వాటన్నిటిని యాడ్ చేసి we need to monitor what is their resource utilization, CPU utilization ఎంత ఉంది, available memory ఎంత ఉంది, if it is database buffer cache ratio ఎట్లా ఉంది, there is a database related to app, if you are using a WebLogic or WebSphere, the app server related counters, it's actually a big topic again. So you need to monitor them, you need to capture those data. మీ దగ్గర టిపికల్ గా ఏమున్నాయండి డేటాబేస్ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్స్?
CPU మానిటర్, బఫర్.
అవి అంటే నేను అడిగేది అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్, డేటాబేస్ సర్వర్, ఒరాకిల్, SQL సర్వర్ అట్లా అడుగుతున్నాను.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే, మాది ఆరకిల్ సర్వర్ అండి.
11
ఆరకిల్ సర్వర్
11G
11G అనుకుంటున్నా. మరి అప్లికేషన్ బ్యాక్ చేసినప్పుడు ఆరకిల్ సర్వర్ మీద చేశాను నేను. సో ఆరకిల్ 11G ఏదో మరి కరెక్ట్ గా ఐడియా లేదు నాకు కూడా.
అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ ఏముంది? IIS
IIS అయ్యి ఉండొచ్చు, మరి అంతేననుకుంటా. IIS అయ్యి ఉంటుందండి.
సో ఆ పర్టికులర్ మీ సర్వర్ ఏదో కనుక్కోండి, దాని రిలేటెడ్ కూడా కొన్ని కౌంటర్స్ డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం, వేర్ యూ కెన్ బ్రౌజ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద నెట్, ఇన్ వాట్ కౌంటర్స్ నీడ్ టు బి మానిటర్.
ఓకే ఓకే, షూర్.
యాక్చువల్లీ మీ దగ్గర ఎవరైనా అడ్మిన్స్ వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఉంటే కూడా వాళ్ళ దగ్గర కూడా కొంత నాలెడ్జ్ గెయిన్ చేయొచ్చు మీరు ఆ సర్వర్స్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ మానిటరింగ్ గురించి. అట్లా మీ డేటాబేస్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్స్ కానీ.
అయితే నేను ఇప్పుడు అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ ఏం వాడుతున్నారు అండ్ డేటాబేస్ సర్వర్స్ ఏం వాడుతున్నారు నేను కనుక్కోండి. మీకు ఎవరైనా అడ్మిన్స్ అట్లా ఎవరైనా ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉంటే పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ కౌంటర్స్ ఏం మానిటర్ చేయాలి అట్లాంటి డేటా కూడా తీసుకోండి. ఓకే రైట్ షూర్ అండి.
Okay. Coming to the analysis component, this is actually a, a tool where once you have run the test in the controller, results ni ikkada input anamata. Test results will be uploaded here and it will give you the graphical representation. అంటే మీ రెస్పాన్స్ టైం గ్రాఫ్ ఇలా పైకి ఇట్లా వచ్చింది, తగ్గిపోయింది, పెరిగింది అన్నది మీకు గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ లో చూపిస్తుంది. అండ్ ఇట్ ఆల్సో గివ్ పీడిఎఫ్ అండ్ వర్డ్ రిపోర్ట్స్. ఇట్ ఈస్ మెయిన్లీ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ రిపోర్టింగ్ అండ్ అనాలిసిస్. వన్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ ది రిజల్ట్స్ హియర్, ద సేమ్ రిజల్ట్స్ ని ఇది ఇంటర్ప్రిట్ చేసి ఇట్ విల్ షో ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎ గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్. దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఈజీ అండ్ ఓన్లీ ఇది కూడా ఏం లేదు, జస్ట్ మీకు ఒకసారి చూస్తే మీకు అర్థమైపోయింది. యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు స్పెండ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ ఆన్ దిస్ వన్. ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే మీరు కోరిలేషన్ ఒకటి కొంచెం లైక్ యూ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్ లిటిల్ బిట్ ట్రిక్కీ అనమాట. అది అప్లికేషన్ నేర్చుకున్నప్పుడు ఓకే, చేస్తుంటే కొంత కాంప్లెక్సిటీ ఉంటుంది. నేను మీకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ చేపిస్తాను మీతోని. అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ అండ్ ఆల్ లైక్ ఓకే, ఇది ఒక్క కాన్సెప్టే లైక్ వీ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ లిటిల్ బిట్ స్ట్రెస్. రిమైనింగ్ స్క్రిప్టింగ్ అండ్ ఆల్ మీరు ఈ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఫ్యూ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, అవి గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే దెన్ యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ ఏబుల్. అండ్ లోడర్ అంటే యాక్చువల్గా యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ ఎ లాడ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ అండ్ ఆల్ ఏం అక్కర్లేదు. ఎందుకంటే ఈ రికార్డింగ్ అన్నది చేయాలి కంపల్సరీ. ఎందుకంటే ఆ హెచ్టిపి కాల్స్ రికార్డ్ చేయాలి. యాక్చువల్లీ మనం స్క్రిప్ట్ రాయేది కాదు. బ్రౌజర్ కి ఏమేమి కమ్యూనికేషన్ వెళ్తుందో ఆ కమ్యూనికేషన్ మొత్తాన్ని మనం రికార్డ్ కింద పడితే లాస్ట్ ఇట్రా బ్రౌజర్ కి ఏమేమి కమ్యూనికేషన్ వెళ్తుందో రాసి ఈ కస్టమైజేషన్ ఒక నేర్చుకుంటే సరిపోయింది. అన్లైక్ యూటీపీ లాగా మనం ఇక్కడ ఏమి వి డోంట్ రైట్ ఏ కాంప్లెక్స్ స్క్రిప్టింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ అవసరం. అయితే లైక్ ఇట్ విల్ యూజ్ సి లాంగ్వేజ్ సింటాక్స్. ఓకే, at the end of the statement you need to put semicolon, that kind of a syntax level knowledge ఉంటే సరిపోతుంది. No need of a lot of scripting knowledge.
Okay.
More tricky ఏంటంటే if you have a interest in server side performance ని ఎలా మానిటర్ చేయాలి, అసలు at the end you need to give some recommendations to the team. Oh, this is the area I feel that SQL server performance is not good. So ఈ ఏరియాలో if you can build some skill set that comes with out of interest and your network reading, అక్కడ లోకల్ ఉన్న డివిఏలు వాళ్ళకి చాలా నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటుంది, వాళ్ళతో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యి వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే దెన్ యువర్ ప్రొఫైల్ లుక్స్ గుడ్, గ్రేట్. అయితే మీరు ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో కూడా ఎక్కువ వాల్యూ యాడ్ చేయగలుగుతారు.
ఓకే. ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. సో అసలు ఎట్లాంటి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తీసుకోవాలి అవన్నీ మీరు నేను అవన్నీ గ్యాదర్ చేసుకుంటాను. ఎందుకంటే అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ సైడ్ లో కానీ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్స్ కానీ వీళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, మంచి ఫ్రెండ్స్ సర్కిల్ ఉంది.
ఓకే,
సో నాలెడ్జ్ గెయిన్ చేయడమే మ్యాటర్ కాబట్టి
వెరీ గుడ్
మీరు ఆ గైడెన్స్ ఇస్తే నేను ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ గ్యాదర్ చేసి దాని మీద.
వెరీ గుడ్, ఐ విల్ సెండ్ యూ దట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వాట్ యూ నీడ్ టు గెట్ ఇట్. అండ్ it's actually performance testing is like it's like a team collaboration undali. You need to involve developers, you need to involve functional experts, you need to involve architects. It's like a team kind of a collaborative output, one man show
work like right. Okay,
I will share you this.
So JMeter లో ఓకే షూర్ అండి. అండ్ JMeter లో మీరు ఏమేమి కవర్ చేస్తారు, ఎంతవరకు కవర్ చేయగలరు?
ఓకే, JMeter లో సేమ్ ఇట్స్ లైక్ a driving one car and driving another car. You need to have the same set of things in the JMeter. The terminology is different. We call here think time, there they call wait time. Similar thing will be covered. Whatever we discussed here, they will be covered, but the terminology will be different. ఇక్కడ కొంచెం స్క్రిప్టింగ్ మోడల్లో ఉంటుంది, అక్కడ ట్రీ మోడల్లో ఉంటుంది స్క్రిప్టింగ్ అంతే. లైక్ ఐ విల్ బి కవరింగ్ ద సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ విచ్ ఇస్ లైక్ పారామీటరైజేషన్, థింక్ టైమ్స్. there we call wait time. Okay, inserting wait times and parameterization, handling dynamic values. I'll be covering the same thing.
Okay.
ఇన్ కేస్ యాక్చువల్గా నేను జేమీటర్ మీద వర్క్ చేసి క్వైట్ సమ్ టైమ్ అయింది. మేబీ ఐ విల్ గివ్ దిస్ టు వన్ ఆఫ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్, సందీప్ అని ఉన్నాడు, తను తీసుకుంటాడు జేమీటర్ సెషన్స్.
ఓకే 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 ఓకే.
ఇది ఆల్మోస్ట్ 6 years బ్యాక్ వర్క్
ఓకే.
చేశాను నేను జేమీటర్ మీద.
ఓ ఓకే ఓకే.
సో ఇంకా మీకేమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయా విజయ్ ఫర్ టుడే? డూ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్?
రైట్. అండ్ టూల్ టూల్ వచ్చేసి మీరు నాకు ఎట్లాంటి టూల్ పంపిస్తారండి? అంటే అది క్రాక్డ్ వర్షన్ పంపిస్తారా లేకపోతే ప్రాక్టీస్
No, we don't give
చేసుకోవడానికి?
any license kind of thing where you can download from HP site and install it. You will have a 30 days. You will have a 30 days evaluation version where you can. One second. బిందు ఒక 2 minutes వెయిట్ చేస్తావా? అయిపోతుంది. Okay, in that 30 days evaluation version you will have VUGen ఎప్పటికి ఉంటుందండి. యాక్చువల్గా అది ఎక్స్పైర్ అయిపోదు, ఓన్లీ కంట్రోలర్ ఒకటే ఎక్స్పైర్ అయిపోతుంది. కంట్రోలర్ లో పెద్దగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసే ఏమి ఉండదు. బట్ ఎనీవే we will try to complete that course within your license expires. Then you can continuously practice VUGen and analysis. I will send you the link to download the loader.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. రైట్ అండి. సో అయితే మీరు ఎప్పటి నుంచి క్లాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేయడానికి ఓకే మరి మీకు?
Actually I'm available from next weekend నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం, 14th నుంచి.
14th నుంచి? ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
Or we will have one class on this.
అండ్ కాకపోతే మరి
in between ఒక క్లాస్ తీసుకుందామా? You want me to take one more class?
ఎట్లా అంటే అట్లా మళ్ళీ నేను జులైతో మాట్లాడి ఏ విషయం మరి
we will be in touch.
టైమింగ్స్ కన్ఫర్మ్ చేయండి.
Sure. Thank you so much. Bye Vijay.
Okay then, Jaypal. Yeah, nice talking to you. Bye.